Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'm doing something a tiny bit different. I'm taking the character of Naruto from the Naruto manga and anime and sort of splicing him with Kill Bill. That wasn't the initial intention when I started this sketch, but it just kind of happened and I really like it. So it informed my color choices and everything for this one. So yeah, I just started with a sketch of Naruto and then it developed from there. Today I'm using a slightly different brush for this. It's the Derwent pencil in the not drawing, what do they call it on Procreate? I'll check that and edit that in, but it's called the Derwent pencil anywho, and I quite like using it as well. It's probably my joint favourite, I guess, at this point. Favourite brush to use in Procreate, along with I forgot the name of it, the other one I use, which I've referenced in other videos, but yeah, this one I can get a bit more fine, and just I use a lot more line for shading when I'm using this one, like a crosshatch without the cross. So yeah, I've kind of reinvented Naruto's outfit here. It's kind of like a cropped bomber jacket, and I've incorporated the word kill into the design, which I think it's kind of cool. It might be a bit, could be perceived as being rather tacky, but I don't think so. I stand behind my design wholeheartedly. And here I go, edging around the word kill and then the stripes. Obviously, the design's very inspired or influenced by what the bride wears in Kill Bill in the House of Blue Leaves. It's called the House of Blue Leaves, isn't it? The showdown at the House of Blue Leaves. And then I guess, one could say that it's also inspired by Bruce Lee's iconic costume, jumpsuit from, House of Death. Is it House of Death? I can't remember now. Oh god. Anywho, that's what it's inspired by. Now, I did notice that I actually now have some subscribers. So, big thank you to those of you who have subscribed to the channel. It means so much. It's such early days, and my confidence is growing. My ideas are growing as I keep going with this. So, it really means a lot to actually have some interest. And if you want to engage in the comments or say anything you might like to see in the future, then please feel free. I will be reading because I'm obsessed with making this work. So I am a slave to likes and comments at the moment. Anywho, hope to see you in there. And here I go, drawing the sword. I do not enjoy particularly drawing straight line things like this, like a sword. And it's easier in Procreate because I can do this thing where you hold the pencil down and it will automatically give you a straight line, which is just wonderful and helps with doing straight lines that go behind characters. So like he's holding this sword, making sure it exits the back of his head, as it were, in the same sort of alignment as it entered the back of his head, as it were. So then I go off book here a little bit, off book, so to speak, with the trousers at lower part of the body, because I hadn't done an initial sketch for that, but I was happy the way it turned out, spoiler alert. And because there's a little crop top, I didn't want to give Naruto a bare midriff. I don't think that's his vibe particularly. Maybe this isn't either, but given that ninja mesh that you sometimes see in some of the characters in Naruto, I remember it specifically with Anko. I don't know why, particularly her, but Orochimaru's kind of ex-student that we see early doors. I'm slurring now. Early doors. So yes, and then I didn't quite feel like it was enough going on, so I added like a little waist belt thing, and then drew a kunai kind of slipped in there, which I'm actually pretty happy with. I think it looks kind of cool. And then I just kind of made the belt indent slightly on the trousers so it's a little bit more believable, and then adding some swooshy creasing in the fabric, and then, as I mentioned before, just shading here and there where I think it needs it. I can see the videos like jumping slightly. I hope that's not actually going to be a thing with the final video, because that's not quality. We will see. I don't think Naruto's quite this tanned, but this is what I've ended up with. And I thought it doesn't have to be exactly right because this is a mashup anyway, so who cares? I clearly don't care, and that's why I'm ending up with this very tanned Naruto. So yeah, and I'm alpha locking these layers where I've coloured in, and then easily just shading over, which is really handy. Also, I'm using a colouring technique that I've only mentioned in previous videos that I've only alluded to but I haven't actually done. And that is when I fully do the outline of something and then drop in the colour from the swatch in the top right corner. It makes it so much quicker. We'll see it in a minute properly with the hair, I think, when I go to colour the hair. But not really with these eyes right now. So here I go in with the technical pen I'm using here, and I use that just because it creates just a hard edge. So there's no kind of texture to the brush of it. So you can create a nice confined barrier to drop your colours into, which I'm about to do. There we go, beep. Blink and you miss it. And then I think in a mo, I'm not happy with the sandiness of this hair, so I get in there and just change it in the hue and textures, make it a bit more blonde, a bit more yellowy blonde, cartoony blonde, let's say. Then adding in some shading in the hair. As I've mentioned before, I'm really not a genius when it comes to shading and things like that. So also you may notice that I skipped forward slightly there, and that's because I ran out of space on my phone, so I had to delete a video that I had in the pipeline, and I'll just have to wait for another day now as we proceed with this. I'm in the works of getting a laptop, and I already have a webcam and a nice microphone, so that will enable me to do slightly different videos, which I think will be really good, and I won't have to delete everything every 5 seconds because I'm filling up my phone, which will be great. And here I am just adding some kind of reflections and shadows onto the sword, trying to make it look as metallic as I can. Semi-happy with that sword, but I wasn't going to linger. There are more perfect looking swords out there on the internet, and good for them, but I'm having fun mostly here, so looks enough like a sword. Anyway, I'm babbling, so now I'm just drawing around the whole bomber jacket section, all with this yellow, and then I'll drop the colour in from the swatch in the top right corner, which I've now got off screen, I've just realised, which is just so handy. But anyway, doing the same with the trousers, with the pants. Then I go in with this almost black to make everything pop. I also just now thinking, like, the original Bruce Lee costume and then the subsequent bride costume in Kill Bill, these colours are really well chosen because it's, you know, it signifies danger, like a wasp or a hornet or a bee or something. You know, it's saying, like, don't F with me because you're gonna get stung. And I think, yeah, just thinking how cool that is actually. I mean, I always thought the costume from both movies was cool. Slightly more partial to the Kill Bill version because Kill Bill is an amazing movie. But Bruce Lee was also very cool. And going into the stripes on the pants. And it is looking rather jumpy to me, but yeah, as I say, I'm hoping this doesn't come through in the final render. Now doing the mesh section, the mesh midriff section. I started with the skin tone of the face and then just sort of dragged it more towards the grey spectrum and darkened it a bit as well. So then it sort of looks like, hopefully, there's something semi-transparent is over the skin. And now I'm realising here at this point, I think that I've missed some areas where I should have added some of the dark grey / black. So in a moment you'll see me go over those that I've missed on the bomber jacket. Here we go. Sometimes you can get so focused when you're drawing that you totally miss things, and I'm sure by the time I've finished it as well there'll be something I've missed and I'll just notice it now and scream. I have noticed something already that previous me actually doing it didn't notice till very near the end, and I wonder if you can spot it too, but it's a problem, it's a flaw, and it will be dealt with. I've gone for a nice brown leather strap there for the kunai. The kunai. And very dark metal colour, because in Naruto they're quite dark. Dark metal, these kunai. I wonder if there's a plural for it. I've spotted the problem, there it is, and I've whopped in a red background. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe.